just holding on tight. So let's talk music, bro.
Yes.
We'll start with something just basic. Talk me through your approach, right? When you're like, you know what, I feel like I'm ready to talk, or in this case, sing, rap, whatever.
Yeah.
When I'm ready to like have a voice about it, like, how does this come about? Like, is it a feeling, like an instinct?
Okay, so it's really interesting. Like there's a motivation inside that comes, and I'm lucky feeling it like right now. But I also need it. I feel like it depends on the artists themselves too. Like for me, I think my best music and my best work comes when I'm speaking on things that either I've experienced, that I feel, or that I've seen other people feel around me, or that I've seen them experience. That's the best way, because I have to pick up from someone. So I find myself, like, when I was working 2 jobs, it would be work, go home, work, go home, work, go home. When I would try to make music, even if I was motivated to, I would struggle to have something to talk about, because my life was just, I go to work and I come home. I go to work and I come home. There was nothing for me that I felt that I was talking about. So I think, like, for me, it has to be something in a certain moment. Like, there are moments where I can kind of grind and I can do more of like a work thing. But for me, it really does have to I have to feel it, and it kind of just comes out.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
so you just like hit a point where you're just like, all right, I feel like I have enough material to cover based off my reality.
Essentially, it's like, or if something happened, like what happened, like after this work thing, I went to Cancun. I go to Cancun and I get into some entanglements. Bam. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't plan for it, but bam,
I have something to talk about.
Now I have something to talk about. Yeah. Or it's like, or it could be stuff that's more on the day-to-day too, like conspiracy, or how I feel about like where the world's going.
Yeah.
If I feel about that, I can put it into music. But there are times where you just feel more inspired than others.
For sure.
And times where it just flows out. And I feel like the times when I just try to do it more like logically and be like, even though I'm not necessarily feeling it, I'm going to write music right now, it feels like it doesn't come out as naturally. So sometimes I just have to write. And then if I can't think of anything, I just have to be like, okay, well, I'm going to leave that one for there later. Because right now, whatever I'm going to write is not going to be like worth it, or it's not going to be good enough. And then in the future, whenever I do feel like I'm ready again, I'll kind of come back around.
That makes sense. So when that idea first hits you, then what's the first thing? Beat, lyric?
It depends.
Okay.
Sometimes like it's kind of like the which came first, the chicken or the egg.
Okay.
Like I said, I guess like to some extent, both of them come first sometimes.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll just hear a beat, and I'm like, yo, like this gets me in a certain mood. This gets me in a certain vibe. This is perfect to talk about a certain type of thing that I am also inspired by, because that's the issue with like when it's just a beat sometimes. Like I'll be like, yo, this beat is crazy. Like I can make really good song on it. And usually the first thing I'll do is, when I hear like a beat that I like, is I'll kind of concept track on it. Okay. Find a rhythm, find a melody, stuff like that. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, this melody's killer. Like this is really good. But then I have nothing to talk about on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's really like, it really depends. Like, but I think usually the beat will come first. Yeah. In my case, like right the mood. Now, just because the mood, the vibe, exactly.
Like I've heard stories of like Kendrick in the studio, and because you're a fan, I'm sure you may have heard or read or whatever. But he likes to, in this specific circumstance, it was he came with the lyrics and then built the rest of the song.
The rest of it, you know, that makes sense for Kendrick though. That's what I would expect. That's what I expect when I hear his music. That's what I hear.
The more you talk about Kendrick, the more I'm just like, wow, you worship.
Nah, like I think it's Kendrick crazy.
The God,
like, Kendrick,
no, because like when Kendrick you refer to his, because he is a like master.
Yeah,
at
like
what he does.
Like
it's just funny.
Yeah, no,
the way you present it.
No, I feel because like the way I see it is like Kendrick is something that like I don't. No matter how hard I tried, I don't think I could ever like do the stuff that he does. You know, there's other people that I think like I could.
That's a gift. Like he has a gift.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Drake, like maybe. Obviously, I'm not saying that I will do it, but I'm saying like, I don't know. In a theoretical world, I think okay, like yeah, I could do something to that level. Mm-hmm. But Kendrick is something just like so like
you're losing Drake cosign here. You're never getting that feature.
Drake, I'm sorry, Drake. I don't want your feature anyway. Anyone who features with you dies. Like, legit, think about it. Unless they're already a big artist, like, think about all those, like, Party Next Door, I Love McConan. It's all...
Well, Party still makes music, but I haven't listened to anything he's made.
Yeah, but it doesn't really, like, even, like, what was the guy's name? That did the shoo. What was his name? I forgot, but he makes these music with, like, these people. He'll, like, kind of, like, squeeze the... Like, the thing is, if Drake is trying to make a song with me, I know I'm doing something right.
Correct.
So I'm going to be like, no.
Yeah.
Kendrick.
But if... Oh, yeah, no, that's different. That's different. Kendrick, fuck yeah. All right. But, like, I don't know. It depends. Sometimes I'll write, like, poetry, essentially. And then it becomes music.
Yeah. Which is rap.
Rap, exactly. But it is rap. But like sometimes I'll write it as a poem first. And then I'll find its pocket within a song and stuff.
You're like trying to connect dots.
Yeah.
Like you're getting your message across through poetry and then...
Yeah. And sometimes you get like what that does for me is that it makes things more complex. It makes rhyme schemes more complex and it makes melodies more complex rather than just like listening to a beat and then hopping on a flow that I can hear or feel or see. Yeah. But like that flow is probably heard, felt, or seen by other people as well.
Yeah.
Versus if I were to write something and then kind of like translate it into the music, it comes out a lot more like...
I feel like the way of doing it in a way where you write the lyrics and then you create your atmosphere, being like your beats or your instruments.
Instrumental.
Yeah. I feel like that's just like a commitment to a message.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like this is the message, and look at how can I portray this message in an atmospheric way.
I think better music comes out like that, though, in general. And I'll tell you why. Like, because as someone who, for now, has been working with basically beats made by other people and instrumentals made by other people, and most of them, like, not even like someone I know and I'm working with. Most of them, it's just like, yo, like, this is the beat. You want it, you can use it, kind of thing. The issue with that is that you won't be able to, like, it's not malleable to however you want it.
Correct.
Even in song structure, maybe I don't want to start with the chorus. Maybe I want to start with a verse or whatever. Maybe I want the bridge here instead of there. Yeah. If you're kind of coming off a beat that's already made, you're not going to be able to do that.
You have to conform, is what you're saying.
You kind of have to conform.
Which I do respect in a sense. Is like somebody can just listen to a beat and be like, all right. And just start writing it.
And just start, like...
That takes talent.
It's cool, like, but I like it. But I want to be able to do, like... I want to do...
You want deep shit. Like, you want every second to mean something.
I don't know, man. I want everything. Like, I'm very... Like, with music, like, I'm exploring it. Like, that's the way I see it.
You mentioned evolution earlier. A lot of that is evolution. Trying to find your sonic, I guess, or your sound.
It's evolution, and that's what I'm saying. And the way I see it is like it's just like me saying how I think, how I feel, all these things. And as I'm doing it, the music will get better as well because I'm working on it.
Of course.
But it'll also change.
Yeah.
And I hate, like, I mean, it's probably kind of corny to be like, oh, you know, I'm not a rapper, I'm an artist or whatever. Yeah. But I really don't want to put myself in any genre boxes.
That's what I do with this podcast. It's like, what do you talk about? I'm like, everything.
Yeah.
Whatever you present, I want to talk about. Like, let's talk about it. Like, jack of all trades.
That's the way I think.
And I think the most common topic to come up so far is VR porn.
Easy clickbait, Cam.
Easy clickbait. Legit, we'll get all the insults.
Your face is gonna be plastered all over TikTok and all talking about VR porn. You're gonna be the new VR porn specialist.
The spokesperson. Yeah, legit.
I'll do some advertisements.
I'm gonna make a song about VR porn.
I told you I was gonna make it famous. That's funny.